Welcome to ARK Invest, where we talk about investing, finance, and professional development. As recording time of 8:40 a.m. on the Eastern Time on September 13th on Tuesday. Hope you guys have a good week so far. Ethereum $100,675, about 2.5% so far. On the overall crypto market and the equity market as of this morning so far on Tuesday, obviously we have been anticipating the CPI report. And on a high level synopsis, it seems like the report came out to be negative, which, if you look at the technical, that's something that is, we were basically holding on by a thread on the verge of breaking through on a technical front. But let's just look into the report and also look at some interesting activity that we've been observing so far. So with respect to, obviously, just starting from the first one, the inflationary pressure has risen by 0.1% in August, even with the sharp drop in gas price, which, we kind of levitating around $82 per barrel now. And on a high level, just take a look at the reads that, CNBC has beautifully laid out for us. The CPI index, which tracks a broad swath of goods and service, increased by 0.1% for the month and 8.3% over the past year. And if you exclude volatile food and energy costs, CPI rose by 0.6% from July and 6.3% from the same month in 2021. So economists has been expecting headline inflation to fall 0.1% and core to 0.3%. According to Dow Jones estimate, the respective year-over-year estimates to be were 8% and 6%. So obviously, with respect to this, it seems like the number has missed quite dramatically, and which indicates a negative foreshadow onto the upcoming FOMC meeting that's laying on the 20th and the 21st with respect to Jerome Powell's tactical next step, right? Are we going to go with 75 basis point? Are we going to go with 50 basis point? Where are we going to go? But seems like with respect to this negative report that we got today, we also will get a flavor from the PPI report on the producer side of the house as well, on how we are going to be triangulating. But obviously, this doesn't convey a positive signal. And also something that's interesting is that look at ARK Invest buying report yesterday. They sold some amount, but they also bought just a moderate amount, but not a significant amount. They probably just did this to rebalance the portfolio. But if you look at what BlackRock did, they sold a ton. And if you take a look at it on a high level right here, and this is on our Patreon, so feel free to just take a look. You could see that, collectively, this is not a small amount, right? They sold about close to $750 million dollars of Broadcom and all of these other stocks, right? And also with respect to the politicians, they've been, selling some of the large cap stocks in a recent time frame as well. So it seems like, they probably have known something that we did not know. I mean, obviously, BlackRock kind of controls the world. ARK Invest, is a minimal fund compared to what BlackRock is managing. BlackRock's managing trillions, and the politicians as well. But that does give us some flavor in terms of what they're thinking, at least by their actions, right? Because you have to observe what they're doing, not what you see on the news, which are typically just marinated news to influence the market. So let's just dive into the technical with respect to recording time of 8:44 a.m. on the Eastern Time. Again, hope you guys have a good Tuesday so far. We are at 1671 right now, down about 2.5% so far. And again, with respect to the pattern that we're seeing right now, this is a head and shoulder pattern. And at the same time, MACD has crossed up for quite some time. We are looking for a leap down right now. Inertia is terrible on our side as well, so we are heading down. So we're kind of getting resisted at 51 out of 70 right now, but it's still relatively extended, right? So we need to cross down and then cross up, right? So what that means is that we need to kind of sell off from this current level to cross down to form a depth cross and then eventually recuperate from there, right? And also on the weekly as well, you could see it's clearly very bearish, right? You could see that we have crossed up, and at the same time, you have two double heads right now. So that means we got rejected twice. So when you get rejected twice, that means we're heading lower, right? So in a daily and weekly perspective, we should be selling off more, down to lower level 1450, 1250, ideally even breaking 1,000. That's even possible if we get severe reaction from the FOMC meeting coming up. And then on the monthly, it is quite bullish actually. We're plateauing. So what this triangulates or translates is that daily and weekly, we should ideally see some negativity short term. But months out, as we approach, I guess, Santa Claus rally or Q1, we should ideally see some bullish pressure. And on Bitcoin, same thing on monthly, quite bullish, right? And then on weekly, we are bearish. Well, not a significant amount in comparison to Ethereum because of the separation, and also with respect to the percentage of level. Obviously, in the dollar perspective, it's different, right? But daily, you could see that this looks like an upward wedge in a way, and upward wedge are very, very terribly negative. So what this is like as you extend further and further and further and further, you're gonna be holding on by a thread again, which I think we are. We've crossed it for quite some time, large separation. At the same time, with respect to the RSI, it is at 55 out of 70, and we're getting blocked right now. We could see clearly we hit an apex on the RSI front as well, 60 out of 70. So doesn't convey a lot of confidence. So again, daily and weekly look bearish. Monthly looks not terrible, not terrible. Okay. And on the overall equity side, obviously, is trading quite comparable. I would say 75%, similarity to the overall crypto market. So you could triangulate that with Bitcoin and Ethereum. But obviously, with respect to what we see, what the whales are doing, they've been very, very, they're selling a lot, right? So that tells you something. So hopefully this is helpful, give you some additional elements of due diligence. Obviously, the market's always changing, information is always flowing. So hopefully the information that I provide for you is helpful to, allow you to make that right decision for yourself. Right? Have a good day, and I'm going to be going to a lot of meetings and conferences in the city today. So I appreciate you, and take care.